Hi. Okay, so in line with my updates from like over the last 10 months, here's another one. Okay, so this I'm going to talk a little bit about accessing medical service providers and just to any service providers as someone who is trans. Right, so get good at writing complaint letters. Take notes. Okay, for example, I was misgendered and called my birth name in front of a waiting room. I'd already told this person 100 times, like every time I was there, I'm trans, and they were her, and they still fucked it up. Anyway, I said something quite lightly to the psychologist in this place. It was a pain management clinic, and and therefore it became a big hoo-ha, and I actually had the manager call me and apologise and ask about which gender pronoun I prefer, which was great. I have written 2 complaints this week, one to the RTA in regards to my licence options being only male or female. So I put a little other box and put it in and made a complaint letter through their website. And same also with Medicare, same thing, and with Centrelink. So anyway, yeah, taking notes is good. The hardest thing for me was, I think, when I was going to school, being called my birth name and misgendered at school consistently. The fitness industry is ridiculous for this kind of thing. Also, you know, they'd say things like, let's get the girls up and see what the girls can do in the row machine, and then let's get the boys up and see what the boys can do. So I wrote a letter to the effect of, well, do you expect me to choose one of these? Because that's not going to happen. Do you expect me to publicly disclose it as well? That's not going to happen. And do you think it's fair to pit me against the girls? Nah. Or do you think it's fair to pit me against the men when I've got, you know, still female joints, bones, So, anyway, again, phone call, complaint, accepted, apology, and that was sorted out as well. So, accessing service providers and medical people when you're transitioning can be a little bit frustrating, particularly when they don't seem to hear you and you're saying the same thing over and over again. So having a really good template for a complaint letter, like just is cool. What I do find is that most people really want to help. Hey, seriously, so many supervisors and people who manage different staff in different organisations are so apologetic, and they so want to be helpful, and like, oh, but our database only has 2 options, male and female. I am so sorry. We really want to change this. And people are generally really good. I really believe that, and I think that if we could just remind them that there's some anti-discrimination legislation in that, there's a few other guidelines, government guidelines, and UN things that, you know, I don't know if they're things. What are they? They're bits of paper with writing on them. I don't know what they're called, guidelines or something. I just give them the link and I put it in the letter. Do that. It says do that. It says respect my fucking stuff, man. Respect my respect. So getting that kind of, having that coming from that strong sense of self again when you're doing this kind of stuff is really cool. And also something else, like when you are, if you're going to take notes and do a day diary, I also recommend that anybody does a I've got like what I call my trans diary. It's just a diary, right? And in there is everything from the very first letter from my doctor to a psych, to the psych, endo, andro, all that stuff is in there. Every single in case I need it, including the one that's now helping me in changing my stuff to gender non-specific, or my paperwork and ID. So keep all that, keep that in one place, get copies. And also something else that helped for me in monitoring and stuff is right when you have your shots and when you're going to have your blood test and what the results were and things like this. Like I think it's good to have copies of all your blood results yourself, like everything. Like I said, and also every single referral, all those kinds of letters, all those reports, everything, just keep it all. You know, at the end of the day, it's your medical stuff, and if, you know, because I've even seen, like, an andrologist who's like, you know, this is the result for your T at this point in your cycle, and I'm like, actually it's not, because we took it on that date and I had my shot on that date. And so, you know, sometimes you're allowed to know better than the doctors because it's your body. And to be honest with you, a lot of people who are transitioning or taking hormones and these kinds of things have done so much research that we know what we're doing, you know. But yeah, definitely keep a record of it. Right, I won't do the sexual one yet. I'm still doing medical, legit, assert, be clear in writing. Yeah, say it's my right. It's really simple, just to walk up to someone and say, hey, excuse me, look, it's my right to be addressed by my preferred pronoun. And you're allowed to go up to even your doctors, wherever, and say, hey, I really do prefer to be called by this name. And you need to see them do the best that they can to have that, you know, preferred name in brackets with that. Like, even now, my scripts, right? Sometimes I still have Ms. and my birth name, right? But others, because they're written at different times, you know. Others, now I'm seeing more of those consistent ones that just have Danny and that's it. So there's no Ms., which is great. If you're having problems with gender non-specific, one way around it is to be a doctor. So according to the NRMA, Dr. Dan, which is fabulous. So I'm a doctor, and you know, you can be a mayor or something like that. You know, you can look at being a marshal or something that's not Mr. or Ms., you know what I'm saying, like professor. I enrolled at TAFE as a male professor last year because I could. Anyway, so yeah, just record everything. Be assertive, consistently assertive with all your service providers. You have the right to be addressed however you so choose, really, like whatever gender pronoun you prefer, or non-gender specific pronoun, you know. It's the way that it is. And, you know, it would be great to see more people asserting themselves in this way, because I think, like I said, people are good, people do want to help. However, it's not an option to have anything other than male or female in so many big organisations and federally funded organisations, like, you know, the big... So, the more people who write complaint letters and do this, then, you know, the quicker this revolution is going to happen, because I'm not doing this one alone. So, anyway, yeah, write everything down. And yeah, any problems, email me.